טובה.
Hello everyone, we continue about our obligation as Yisraelim and Leviim in Birkas Kohanim, and regarding is there a mitzvah to be blessed or just to bless. And the first is what you see in many Machzorim called Hatavat Chalom. The Gemara in Masechet Berachot Daf Nun Hey Amud Bet says, Hi, the man chazeh chalma v'lo yadam ma chazeh. If you had a dream, you didn't know what you're seeing, the best thing to do is leikum kami kohane ba'ad eidene parse yadehu. When the kohanim duchen, say a ריבונו של עולם that's printed in many machzorim, simply because Ashkenaz minhag was only to say it on Yontiv. And indeed, this is paskin in Shulchan Aruch in Simon Kuf Lamed, that this is what you should do. And he says, Yichaven, Dilisayem gam behade kahane, da'ane tzibura amen. So when everyone says amen, they're not just saying it to the Birkas Kohanim, they're also saying it to your personal hatavat chalom, that your dreams should be good dreams, as the famous nusach is. Well, the question is, where do you say this? Do you say this at the end, namely, v'yishmerecha, or do you say this in the middle? Comes along the Hagaot Maimoniyot, Talmud of the Maharam Mirutenberg, and says, my great Rebbe, the Maharam, would say it at the end, the Yishmerecha and the Chuneka. Trumat Hadeshen, also from the Ashkenazic jury, and Rav Yisrael Isserlein comes along and says, not only is this the minhag of the Maharam, but yesh l'dakdek the Yomar Mamash Basof, B'shah Shema Arichin. At the end, there's a famous nigun, either ay, or everyone has their variation of the ay's. What's that all about? He says it's exactly for that, so that you could on the one hand hear the Birkas Kohanim, v'yishmerecha v'chuneka, and on the other hand, schneppen your plea for chalomot. You're not supposed to say anything during Birkas Kohanim. You're supposed to listen and be blessed. Chacham made a special dispensation. You have to hear every word, so therefore you have to find a way to hear every word and at the same time to say it. So what's our Ashkenazic way to do this? At the end, Chazan already said, V'yishmerecha. The Kohanim didn't say it yet, and we schnepp it in, so that on the one hand we can be blessed, because there's a mitzvah to be blessed, and on the other hand, we can say this hatavat chalom. But the Beit Yosef brings a tshuva Ashkenazit, no more and no less. It's actually the Shut Maharil in Simon Kuf Memchet, who says, even in the middle it's okay. Mi havi shapir mi inyan birkas kohanim. It's part of Birkas Kohanim. If the Gemara says to say it, then it's parcel of Birkas Kohanim. Since the Chachamim said it's okay, then it's not an interruption. Once again, we see the machlokes. If it's a mitzvah to be blessed, then you have to hear every word, and you have to find a way to hear every word, and therefore say it at the end, and make sure the Chazan does the ayayais. But if you say no, it's part of Birkas Kohanim in some way or another, we're willing to negotiate on hearing every word. And indeed, the Sfardim, as far as I know, don't have these ayayais. And you still could say it, and it's pretty long, so you'll miss a few words. There's no mitzvah to be blessed. Not a big deal. I'll just say very briefly that this ריבונו של עולם should not be said when a yontif comes out on Shabbos, because it's a bakasha, it's a petition, and we don't petition on Shabbos. Therefore, in shul, when they usually sing at the end of each passage or whatnot in Birkas Kohanim, this should not be done on Shabbos. Rather, it should be a straight Birkas Kohanim in order to prevent the people from saying this ריבונו של עולם wherever they decide to say it within Birkas Kohanim. Second nafkamina, even those that don't say the ayayais, and that is, if you're in the middle of Birkas Kriyat Shema, if you're in the middle of the Amidah, do you stop for Birkas Kohanim? This is going to be totally and utterly dependent on our question. Says Rav Moshe Feinstein, yes, and he even says pashut, shetzarich lanot, dahamiyetzem adin tzarich gam shliach tzibur lanot amen. V'rak mipnei she'atiru farmusha lo ya'aneh. We learned last time that even the Chazan should say amen. The only reason he doesn't is because he may get mixed up. She'amen says shayach lahabracha atzma, just like you have to Just like the Kohanim have to bless, you have to be blessed. So therefore, it's part of the experience. And therefore, it's arich lafsik b'kriyat Shema b'berchotea, shemechuyavin la'anot sham yehei shmei rabba. Just like you answer Yamei Shmei Rabbah because it's that important. And you have to answer Amen if you come late to shul to Hakel HaKadosh and Shomei Tefillah of Chazarat Hashatz. The Amen, the Achar Birkat Kohanim Adife. The Amen of Birkas Kohanim is even more important than these. Then Amen Yehei Shmei Rabbah, and the Amen after Hakel HaKadosh and Shomei Tefillah. Why? Li'inyan ha'chiyuv ala kahal la'anot me'amenim ahem the Yisrael mitbarchin mechuyavin lahafsik v'lavot neged hakohan v'lishmo lekabel habracha, because they have an obligation to receive the bracha and therefore to answer Amen. And therefore, since the Sefer Charedim said it's a mitzvah to be blessed, we have to stop in the middle of, you must stop your Birkos Kriyat Shema in order to hear Birkas Kohanim, because just like they have a mitzvah to bless, you have a mitzvah to be blessed, and you answer Amen as well. Rav Elyashiv, on the other hand, disagreed. In his Perush on the Gemara in Masechet Sota that brings these halachos, he says, Mashma'ut kol harishonim. All the Rishonim. Umistimat divrehem shmamina. The lo sfiru leika hacharedim, the leika mitzvah le Yisrael. Just like the Ritva said, no one holds from this charedim. Everyone says there's no mitzvah to be blessed at all. V'kevan shekain, and therefore, since I assume there's no mitzvah to be blessed, eino nireh sheyeh mutar lafsik b'shtika be'emtza shmoneh esrei. You're not allowed to stop in the middle of Shmoneh Esrei to hear Birkas Kohanim, even if you say nothing like you do for Kedusha. V'im kain asur, and therefore you're not allowed to. How are you going to be blessed? The Gemara says that if you're not in shul, then the Birkas Kohanim is chal on you if you're outside of shul. Same thing here. You can't stop. It's going to be chal on you some way or another, but there's no mitzvah to be blessed, therefore you don't have to stop.
Shema